I awake on this new day. Time for another experiment. A prism of glass with 3 plain and polished sides. I place the covering with the wee hole over the window to engender the spectrum. A prism of glass. I place yesterday's experiment, a shameful failure. I hid 'neath the bed in a rage. This rabbit perished in the course of yesterday's experiment. Beside it lays a bodkin used in the course of the work. As I could not see through the creature's eye myself, the experiment proved useless. Wherein could this flea guilty be, except in that drop which it sucked from thee? This is my course of study, made in preparation for today's experiment. Soon I shall send my plans for the improved telescope to the Royal Academy. I do not expect them to amount to much. Oft I used this microscope with the fleas in my bed, as did my forefather Hook before me. This is my compass, for inscription of the circle. The moon measure may be used to track the rock when peering through a telescope. The gunnery square, to plot the bombast of ordnance. I have not been lonely, stone within my chamber in this plague year. Plato is my friend, Aristotle is my friend, and truth my bedfellow. Time for the experiment. I should note my observations. The interior curvature of the eye was momentarily altered. I took a bodkin and put it betwixt my eye and the bone as near to the backside of my eye as I could. Pressing my eye with the end of it, there have appeared several white, dark, and coloured circles. The effects of the poke have not lasted to bring me yet to conclusion. Needs must I poke once more. The experiment is incomplete. A prism of glass with 3 plain and polished sides. I place the covering with the wee hole over the window to engender the spectrum. A prism of... One day I hope to be Professor of Mathematics and Fellow of Trinity. Humble student am I still. Time for the experiment. My findings, with haste, to the desk. I have undertaken to poke my other eye. Why for, I know not. But my theorem noted in the first poke of my other is supported by the second. The white circles now seem cruel. Needs must I poke once more. The experiment is incomplete. Time for the experiment. If Descartes would not hear any conjecture until their proof had been observed with the naked eye, by God, I observe. When I faced the window, so there is light through my lids, there appeared a great broad bluish dark circle, outmost of which, in that, another light spot whose colour was much like that in the rest of the eye. The eye begins to weep. Needs must I poke once more. The experiment is incomplete. Will we discourse one day in heaven, Kepler? It brings much pleasure to look on small things. I do despise the rhombus when she coyly evades my Newton line. The moon measure may be used to track the rock. The gunnery square. As I could not see through the a prism of glass with 3 I placed the covering. I daren't go out, the plague is yon. Wherein could this flea time for the These phenomena, their beauty, It must be known to the public. With this second poke, I can no longer tell which features of the light take origin in my left ocular chamber or right. It becomes more of a challenge to raise the bodkin when my vision is thus impaired. I possess no fair water to wash the eye. Needs must I poke once more. The experiment is incomplete. I-N. Time for the experiment. My pen. The circles were plainest when I continued to rub my eye with the point of the bodkin. But if I held my eye shut with bodkin, though I continued to press my eye with it, the circles would grow faint and often disappear, until I resumed by moving my eye or the bodkin. The weeping makes it difficult to pen my thoughts. Needs must I poke once more. The experiment is incomplete. Soon I shall send my Oft I used this microscope with the fleas in my... As I could not see a prism of glass, I placed 1665 last I set foot out. The peasants deliver me jam and jumbles. This year away from the world and the university has done much clearing of the head. No blasted lectures, no undergraduates. Home I was sent to Woolsthorpe Manor when the university shut down from plague. I speak not to mother, but on occasion she yells through the window. I daren't go out. Wherein could this... I have not been lonely, stone within Plato is my friend. Time for the experiment. Very eccentric colours in all manners of positions. I must write them down. It is very hurtful for the eye. I am almost taking fright. I shall need no prism in future to behold the spectrum. Needs must I poke once more. The experiment is incomplete. A prism of glass. I placed the... As I could not see through the... Will we discourse one day? It brings much... This is my compass. The moon measure may be the gunnery. One day I hope to be professor of 1665. Wherein could this flee? Time for the experiment. Perhaps I can write still. Light is made of many corpuscles dancing through the air, for I have seen them. They are in possession of impetus. I know it now. Their beauty is a war of colour, unlike any battle I have hitherto known. The celestial bodies, like unto the shoulder of Aquarius, the lion's heart, and the bright foot of Gemini, appear as if they were in my cell. There is more to be seen yet. Needs must I poke once more. The experiment is incomplete. I-N. Time for the experiment. Careful must I be when writing, that the dripping and jelly of the eye does not sully the ink. Oh, these shapes, the very crowns of colours, like the centre of the sun and moon. If light consisted only in impression propagated without actual motion, it would not be able to agitate so. Perhaps I will be a blind man with more idea of the colours than the sightful. Needs must I poke once more. The experiment is incomplete. Time for the experiment.